All right, let's jump right in. We're tackling a massive topic for businesses today: how to actually use AI to make your team more productive. The potential is obviously huge, but there's this one big question that seems to trip everyone up.
And this is it, right? This is the question that every small and medium-sized business is asking. You know AI is a game changer. You know you need to be using it. But the starting line feels, well, it feels totally overwhelming. Where do you even begin to get real, tangible results?
Well, here's the good news. The answer isn't some super expensive, complicated new piece of software. It's actually a lot closer to home. The research for this explainer calls it a gold mine, and it's one that's already sitting right there, inside your organization. We're talking about your internal data.
But, not all data is created equal. If you want to see the fastest return on your investment, you've got to start with your most structured data. Think of it as the stuff that's already organized, predictable, and directly tied to saving or making money. We're calling the top 3 sources the big 3, and believe me, they are the key to unlocking immediate wins.
That's right, just 3. Out of all the information your company creates day in and day out, there are just 3 types of data that are head and shoulders above the rest for training a powerful AI assistant right from day one. So here they are. Number 1, your knowledge bases and your standard operating procedures, your SOPs. Number 2, all those customer service tickets. And number 3, your sales CRM data. And the sources are super clear on this. These 3 data sets alone are enough to power an incredibly effective AI agent for both your customers and your employees. Let's break this down, starting with number 1, your knowledge bases and SOPs. This is basically your company's brain on paper. It's the documented how-to guide for your entire business, and it's usually the most organized, clean, and structured information that you have. So what can an AI actually do with this? Well, it can instantly become an internal help desk, answering all those common employee questions. It can power a customer-facing bot that gives immediate answers about your products. It can even automate huge chunks of your new hire onboarding process. Pretty cool, right? Now let's talk about the ROI, because that's what really matters. This is your fastest path to real measurable value. We're talking about potentially cutting new hire training time in half by 50% and giving your team 24/7 internal support without having to add a single person to the payroll.
Okay, next up in our big 3, your customer service tickets. This data source captures something that is just incredibly valuable: the actual voice of your customer. Just think about it for a second. Every Zendesk ticket, every support email, it's a perfect record of a real customer problem. And even more important, how you solved it. When you train an AI on this data, it literally learns to mimic your best support agents. It gets the nuances of how your company solves problems for your customers.
And the payoff here is just huge. The data shows that an AI trained on your support history can wipe out 50 to 70% of those repetitive, soul-crushing tickets. That frees up your human experts to focus on the really tough problems where they can make a real difference.
And the final piece of our high-impact trifecta is your sales CRM data. This stuff is pure gold. This is where you find the patterns of what makes a customer say yes. You know how it is. Before AI, your sales team is burning hours on manual follow-ups, and you're always worried about little mistakes or inconsistencies in proposals. But with an AI trained on that CRM data, you can automate the follow-ups and generate perfectly consistent, accurate proposals every single time. We're talking about saving your team hours every single week. So, the big 3 are your instant win. They're your foundation because they're structured and they have a huge impact. But once you've got that foundation solid, where do you go next? Okay, let's zoom out and look at the complete top 10 list of high-value data sources.
So after the big 3, you can start layering in things like product databases to get rid of lookup errors. Now, number 5 is fascinating: your internal chat logs from Slack or Teams. This is a perfect example of unstructured data. It's messy, it's conversational, but it captures all that undocumented tribal knowledge that never makes it into an SOP. From there, you've got emails, file servers, financial reports, HR systems, and finally, web analytics. Each one adds a powerful new layer to your AI's intelligence.
Okay, so this is all great information, but what's the point if you don't put it into action, right? So let's wrap this all up with a clear, actionable game plan to get you started.
And this pro tip from the source really says it all. The key strategy is to start with the big 3, your knowledge base, your tickets, and your sales data, because that's how you're going to see fast, visible results. Then, and only then, Do you start expanding to other data sources to build that next level intelligence?
So here it is, your 4-step playbook. First, just take stock. Identify your most structured and easy-to-get data. Second, make feeding the big 3 into your system your absolute top priority. Third, apply the AI to solve real-world problems for your customers and employees. And finally, once that foundation is solid, you can expand into that more complex, unstructured data to unlock some truly amazing insights.
And that really brings us to the end. The biggest takeaway here is that you don't need to go searching for some complicated, futuristic solution. Your AI goldmine is already there. It's inside your company, just waiting for you to tap into it. So the only real question left to ask yourself is, where are you going to start digging?